Good evening, everybody. Welcome to 30 Days of Thanks Live. We are on day 20. Welcome, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope. Hey, Shermani, how are you, love? Good evening. Hey, 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 hey. How y'all doing tonight? Thank you for the hearts. Keep them coming. Good evening, good evening, good evening. And so, depending upon where you are in this world, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome to 30 Days of Thanks Live. Hey, Danita, how are you, love? How are you? Hey, those of you who are live on Facebook, good evening. Hey, 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 hey. All right, let's see here. There we go. Hey, Melina, how are you? All right. So I'm going to share. And if you guys could do the same, all is well. How are you? Okay for the rap? Hey, right? Little something, something. Hey, Kim Shay, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. I'm a little tired. Just a little bit. And only because it's like, it's 10 o'clock and I'm ready to go to bed. I just put my little person down, so he should be sleeping. Last couple of days, he pulled the okie dokie on me, and where he should have been sleeping, he was not. So hopefully he's asleep. But yeah, so we are on day 20. Hopefully you all have read the book. You all are, you read days 18 and 19, which were really good. I think yesterday was freedom, which was really good. And then day 18 was the brain, which I think is really good. And it gives us a chance to really see how our brain operates. And we didn't talk about the mind, right? We talked about a sound mind on day 8, but we talked about giving thanks for the brain on day 18. And so I always, when I go back and I read these, it always just brings me into a different and a better and a fresher perspective as it relates to just, being in the mindset of like, hey, like, like my brain is really doing some major work on my behalf. Hey, boss lady, how are you, love? And so it's doing some major work on my behalf. And the least that I could do is be thankful that I really don't have to do anything other than take care of my brain, but allow my brain to be able to operate at its fullest capacity. And so, I'm super, super, super blessed and super, 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 just thankful for my brain. And, yesterday, thankful for freedom. And just to be in a space where, we can have freedoms that other people don't have, and have freedoms that other countries don't have. And so just to be in a space for me, like being spiritually free. Hey, Erica, how are you? Good evening. And even just free in who I am as an individual. Like, I feel like I'm freer than I probably have ever been. And so being thankful for freedom, whether it's, hey, Tiff, how are you, love? Whether it's spiritual freedom, whether it is you welcome and congratulations on day 1, whether it is spiritual freedom, emotional freedom, mental freedom, physical freedom, financial freedom, whatever it is. So yesterday we gave thanks for that. Hey, Tiffany, how are you, love? So I'm gonna share. Hey, Vicky, how are you? Hey, Javina, how are you? Y'all are popping in on Facebook and Periscope. Hey, 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 you're welcome. So happy for you that things are turning around, boss lady. So keep me posted on days 2, 3, and 4. I'm good. Yes, so it's coming, Tiffany, with the new batch of books. So it's taking a little bit longer. It should have been here by now. So once those batches come in, then you'll have it. I can send it to you. But yeah, so I sold out of the last batch, and so I'm waiting for the new batch to come in. And I have devotionals, I just don't have books. So for those of you who are just recently purchased, you caught me right at the tail end when literally I sold out of books. So I did place the order before I sold out, but I thought that they would be in beforehand. So yeah, so go and order your book still, right? Because guess what? At the end of the day, when we're done next Thursday, you pick this book back up and you can start again, right? And you can read it on your own, and you can come back to these videos and you can refer to the messages, the virtual messages. So don't be discouraged if you've ordered a book. There are a few people who have ordered a book. It hasn't come yet. Hey, Faye, how are you? But don't be discouraged, because again, you get the videos, and then when you get the book, you can come back to it. And again, you can get to a place where you can read it and meditate on it. And you can still, if you're on Facebook, you can still copy. So I'll get your comments and I can come back. And so I think it's awesome that we can do that. So let me share some more. I want to share in both in the groups that I'm a part of, my group and then the other one. So, but good evening, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending upon where you are in this world, depending upon when you are watching this. You may not be watching it tonight at 10 o'clock live. You might be watching the replay. And so good evening. Let me just do a official introduction. Welcome to 30 Days of Thanks Live with me, Trueheart Speaks. Detra, Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, and I Speak Life mentor, helping you to get out of your own way, get to the business of living so that you can do life well. And so obviously I believe that one of the ways that we do life well is by being thankful, being grateful, right? Cultivating an attitude of gratitude. Am I taking Thursday and Friday off in regards to going live? No, but I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to make that work because I'm going to be traveling on Wednesday. Thursday I'll be with family. Friday will be in the afternoon, and so I will probably have to sneak away. I'm taking all of my gear with me because I'm committed to being here Monday through Friday. And so if by some chance something happens where I can't go live, you all will know. Maybe I will do a pre-recording and then post it. But for right now, and again, unless something happens like, and we're like in the middle of like, you know, game night or something, but normally we're done by like 10:30. So if I can't sneak away for like 20 minutes from whatever we're doing, then you all will know. And like I said, I will send something out and we will figure it out. But yeah, I'm committed. I'm totally committed to this. Hey Trish, I'm totally committed to our progress. I'm totally committed to whatever God is going to do. I'm totally committed to the commitment. You know what I mean? Not only to you, but really to me too, because you know, I'm here for you, but, you know, when I'm reading and I'm, you know, being thankful and, you know, when things like if you missed this morning's life scope we talked about, stick with it. Like it will come in time. And so sometimes we get impatient. Sometimes things don't happen the way we want it to. Sometimes things don't happen in the time we want it to. And so sometimes it's really about consistency. Sometimes it's really about getting to a place of where you just continue to do the work. And after time, you will see progress. After time, if you stick with it, you'll see, you know, what God is manifesting. And so it was a really encouraging message. So again, if you missed this morning's life scope, you're very welcome. And I thank y'all for sticking it out with me. Right. And so whether it's, you know, a couple of us or, you know, if it's two of us or if it's, hey, Tanika Boo, you know, whether it's 2 of us or it's 20 of us or it's 200, whatever the case may be, I want to be committed to the process. And so I thank y'all for being committed. Right. And so again, whether it's a smaller group or a larger group, we're here, we're going to read, we're going to work through it. And where I seen Junie's ponytail, you ain't right, putting the baby, having him looking like, just looking cute, right? Looking like his name is Julio. It's cute little ponytail. And then I don't know who messed up the ponytail, but I seen him. I seen Junie. You ain't right. You ain't right. All right, y'all. So I can see comments. I got my little space heater on. Let me cut that off. Hey, Kia, how are you? So we are reading from 30 Days of Thanks, my book. Here, Sophie was like, cheese. So 30 Days of Thanks, I digress, you all. 30 daily devotions for cultivating an attitude of gratitude. And so we are on day 20. And we are talking about being thankful for friends and enemies. How juicy is that, right? Being thankful for friends and enemies. And so let me just refresh here. Let me make sure my screen is all good. Let me make sure everybody is good. I see y'all. Y'all see me. And let's get this party started. I don't want to keep y'all too late because I'm trying to go to bed at a reasonable time as well. Tomorrow is a long day and I technically got to work. Tomorrow's my church day. And in addition to being a church day, we have to pack. So, and I started getting my son's stuff together. But as far as my stuff, I started washing and all that kind of stuff, but y'all know how that is. So at any rate, let's get this party started. So our quote before we actually start, and it is scripture, and it says, "You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." And that is Matthew chapter 5, verses 43 and 44. And so it says, be thankful for friends and enemies. It is day 20 and we have exactly 10 days to go. Can you believe it? Where has the time gone? I pray that these last 19 days have been as much of a blessing to you as they have been for me. Okay, so on to today's day of thanks. As someone who grew up with no sisters, friends are extremely important to me. Since I grew up as an only child, many of my friends became like family to me. You see, my brother and I are 15 years apart. Yes, 15 years apart. When I was 5, he was 20. When I was 15, he was 30. So we really didn't have much in common since we were always at different phases in our lives. Therefore, God blessed me with many sisters and some brothers who just so happen to have different parents. This may be why this day of thanks is a very special day. At an early age, my parents made it a point to involve me in several extracurricular activities which allowed me the opportunity to develop friendships. Having been a dancer for over 20 years, I developed many of my relationships while dancing and competing across the country. While singing in my choir, my church, and college choirs, I developed relationships there. Competing in pageants for 8 years also allowed me to develop relationships. So over the years, starting as early as 3, 4, and 5 years old, I developed friendships with people who I am still connected with, and for that I'm grateful. How did you develop your friendships? For some of you, the shoe may have been on the other foot, where your siblings were your friends. There may have been so many of you in the house that you didn't need friends. Either way, having friends in your life is something to be thankful for and to cherish, whether you are related to them or not. Let us take a moment and give thanks for all the friends we have been blessed with. Additionally, let's give thanks for being a good friend and having the opportunity to be a blessing in someone's life. Proverbs 18:24 in the King James Version says, "A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother." So this day, we are grateful for the gift of friendship as well as the gift of being a friend. Sometimes we never know what someone may be going through, and just being there may be all that they need. Hey, Aminata, how are you, love? Hey, everybody who's joining. Hey, Lexi. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I think it's Nettie. I'm just going to call you Nettie. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. But hey, everybody joining me, Facebook, Periscope, Instagram. We are reading from 30 Days of Thanks. Today is day 20. And we are, and as a matter of fact, let me put this here so you all can see what we're talking about. There it is. And then we can pin it. So there it is. So you'll know what we're talking about. Hey, Adri, how are you? So we are just kind of like midway through today's lesson for day 20. And so it says, think about this quote. Lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. That's by Oprah Winfrey. And this one, a friend is one who knows you and loves you just the same. That's by Elbert Hubbard. These are the types of people I have in my life, and today I give thanks for them. What about you? I have ride or die friends who, when the stuff has hit the fan, they have been there. I have sister friends who know my past, still hang tight with me in my present, and are even more excited about my future. What about you? Well, who comes to mind when you think of all of the crazy stuff you used to and still get into? Who can you think of that has been faithful, not judged you, and loved you for just being you? So let me just tell y'all, love that heck. Thank you so much. I think that it is so important for us to, hey Jill, how are you, love? Hey Reba Russell, how are you, love? Welcome. Thank you for joining. And so I think it's important for us to have people who can be with us in the go through and in the struggle, so that when we get to, in those valleys, right, in those valley situations, that when we get to our mountaintop situations, they can appreciate it and they can celebrate us too. There's a lot of people who are waiting for us to get into the mountaintop and who want to kind of like tag along. And those are the people that we kind of want to be paying attention to, because it's like, you didn't want to hang with me when I didn't have nothing, right? What's the song? At first something, they didn't want me, now I'm on top, they all up on me. Adrian, what's the name of that song? I'd be messing all the words, right? When I was something, you wanted me, and now I'm on top, you all up on me, right? You didn't want me, now you want me. Whatever it is. I don't know the words, but you know what I'm trying to say. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm something, they want me. Tell me, what's the rest of it? But y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? Now I'm hot, they all up on me. That's what it is. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all up on me. That's what I'm trying to say. And so we have some people, yes, thank y'all. And so we have some friends, right? We got some people who, like, back then, right, they didn't want me, but now I'm hot, you all up on me. And it's like, back up, because you can't hang with me now. You know what I'm saying? Mike Jones, yes. So I knew it was something. Y'all know I make my own song up in a minute. It don't matter. But when you have true friends who can stick with you, right? People who want to ride in the limo, but you want somebody who can take the bus with you. You don't want people like, girl, I don't know about that. Like, you want me to take the bus? Where's the limo at? I thought we had somebody driving us. We don't want that. We want people who are going to stick with us. We want people who are going to support us. We want people who are going to love on us. People who know us from back then and won't bring it up now to throw it in our face. Because at the end of the day, like, what you see now, like, I'm still evolving. But back then, right? Back then, I wasn't hot, right? Back then, I wasn't who I am today. And so it says that was my jam, right? And so I think we have to realize, like, if you got some people who are ride or die with you, and who will celebrate you now and won't hold it over your head who you were then, because there's a difference between people who used to be with you where you were and will still be like, yeah, but I remember when you used to, well, how, what you think you all that now, whatever. You got to be careful of those kind of people. You got to be careful of those people who don't celebrate you, who don't celebrate your progress, who don't celebrate your evolution, who don't celebrate your goals, who don't you got to be careful. When we think giving thanks for our friends, we're giving thanks for them people who celebrate us and love us regardless of where they are. Like, I might not be where I want to be, but I love the fact that God is blessing you. I might not be with who I want to be with, but I'm thankful that God blessed you with somebody. Like, we want to be able to have some people in our lives, and we want to be thankful for those people in our lives who love us and who bless us, and we want to be those people in other people's lives where we can celebrate them and they can celebrate us, right? So when we, and when you got them people, when you like, back then you didn't want me, now I'm hot, you all up on me, like, now, and here's the thing, like, I'm gonna use for example, like, back in the day, like Jamie Foxx was he looked a little suspect, and then he got a little money, and all of a sudden he started looking a little different. Now, I don't know if he fixed his teeth, I don't know, but back then, like, you was looking a little weird, Jamie, and now, I don't know. I mean, but we not talking about Jamie Foxx. So at any rate, just saying. So, oh, Sherelle, you got to wake up, boo. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all up on me. That's what we was talking about. So, hey, Adriana. Hey, Sharon. Hey, y'all. So, yeah. So we want somebody, a friend who knows you and loves you just the same, right? If you know me, then you know me, right? Back then he was Wanda. I can't even do the face, right? Just like, listen, we didn't want you, Jamie. Like, we only want you now, but listen. It says, oh my God, I got to be up at 4. Go to sleep, Sherelle, and go check the replay at 4 when you get up. Go to bed. So at any rate, but we want people who love us. Like, we want people who, I mean, at the end of the day, when you think about your friends, like, when you think about the real friends in your life, when you think about real people in your life, the people who God has dropped into, like, and here's the thing, like, I have some people who I've known, like, over the past few years, who I've developed relationship with and I've grown very close to, and they have become the hairline. See, there we go. Like, we need to be talking about Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx have to see us and he come looking for me, y'all. Y'all not gonna have Jamie Foxx come looking for me because he got jokes and I would not be able to fight him like that. I do not have jokes like that. I'm not trying to have Jamie Foxx ribbon on me, y'all. So at any rate, but at the end of the day, I digress. But, having friends that at some point in time, and here's the other part, when we talk about friends, like, there are some people who you do have to leave behind. There are some people who are not going to go with you. There are some people that you kind of have to drop off to make room for the people that God has, for you in the future. Because I believe that, it's not about no new friends, right? No new friends. I believe that there are some new friends that you have to come in contact with and you have to connect with, who are going to pull you up so that you can pull others up. And so I think that we also have to keep that into perspective. So at any rate, okay. So let's move on. So, and I said, who comes to mind when you think of all of the crazy stuff you used to get into and still get into? Who can you think of that has been faithful, not judged you, and loved you for just being you? Like, real talk. Today is the day to celebrate them. Today is the day to thank the Lord for having them in your life. Now, you may have heard the phrase, people come into your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. If not, it's simple. Some people come into your life for a reason. Then there are others who come into your life for a season. But then there are others who come and stay for a lifetime. Take some time to identify which friends fall into which category. Then give thanks for all of them, no matter how long or short the encounter. Give thanks that you were able to be a blessing to each other at the time in your lives. And this is critical because sometimes we're not able to gauge between who is a reason friend, a seasoned friend, and a lifetime friend. And sometimes we get a little disappointed because the people who we thought might have been lifetime friends might have only been a reason friend. They might have only been like, they were there for a reason. They were there maybe to teach you a lesson. Like, you're here for a specific reason. You're here for an assignment. You're here for a specific thing. And because you weren't focused, because you weren't in a place where you were really recognizing who that person was, or the fact that you were even on assignment, and so this assignment was temporary, that you might have been a reason friend. You might have been a seasonal friend. Like, it wasn't meant to be for a long period of time. It wasn't supposed to be for a lifetime. And so understanding that maybe you're not a lifetime friend for some of the people who you're with. Maybe it's just for a season. Maybe it's even for a reason. Maybe it's a one-time, seasonal thing. Y'all get into it and have connection, and you talk, and whatever the case may be, and there's a lesson to be learned. But at the end of the day, I think we have to ask God to give us wisdom for reason, season, and lifetime friends in our lives, because the worst thing that we can do is to confuse them, and then we're heartbroken because people who we wanted in our lives, people who we wanted to connect with, people who we wanted to go with us, right? People who we want to go with us right at the top when we hot, they all up on us. Those people who we want to go with us, sometimes those people are not supposed to be with us. And that's a hard pill to swallow when you're like, dang, like I thought that was my ride or die. That was like, no, that was your reason. That was your reason, friend. It says, I just experienced this at church. I canceled a party in my honor due to a refusal to be in company where I'm tolerated and not celebrated. I have my faithful few lifetime friends of 30 plus years, counting my blessings and thankful. Listen, and that's a hard thing to do, right? Because you recognize like, it's not sincere. You know what I'm saying? Don't pity me, right? I pity the fool who pity me, right? Don't pity me. If you're going to do it, do it. But at the end of the day, like, don't tolerate me. If you're going to tolerate me, then bounce. If you're just tolerating me, bounce. If you're just trying to be in my space just to kind of see what I have going on, bounce. Right? And here's and the thing is like, and this is where getting quiet is what works for you. When you get quiet, God will start to show you things. And when you get quiet, God will start to reveal things to you. When you get quiet, your insight and your hindsight and your spirit of discernment will start to heighten, and you'll start to see people for who they are. God will start to reveal things. God will start to show things. And God forbid you're not the person that people are revealing things to, because guess what? We could be on the other side of that. We could be some shady people if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And so at some point, we want to be in a place where we say, okay, God, if I'm not being who I need to be, reveal that to me too. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Because at some point in time, like, we could be on either side of the spectrum. And for me, I like to point that kind of stuff out, because we could be, right? We could be the reason person. We could be the season person. We could be the lifetime person. We could be the celebrating person, or we could be the tolerating person. Like, we just have to, and sometimes we don't know it. Sometimes we are being shady intentionally, right? We just have that potential to be, we just be shady because we want to be shady today. And so be mindful of that. Be mindful of, pouring out grace to people that you would want people to pour out grace onto you. All right. So here it says, now on to the flip side. Giving thanks for your enemies. Ooh, dun, dun, dun. Okay. Although we hate to admit it, it is in most cases, when all is said and done, we are stronger, wiser, and better because of our enemies. Sometimes our enemies are a strategic setup by God to show himself strong in our lives. Just think about Judas and Jesus. Jesus knew who his betrayer was, yet didn't say a thing, because he knew that without Judas's betrayal, his story would have been very different. You see, you need a few Judases in your life to kiss you on the cheek, smile in your face all the time they want to take your place, and stab you in the back, just so God's purpose and plan can be manifested in your life. Let me just say that again. You see, you need a few Judases in your life to kiss you on the cheek, smile in your face all the time they want to take your place, and stab you in the back just so God's purpose and plan could be manifested in your life. Holla! And so for that, we have to say thank you for our enemies. If you don't think you have any enemies, baby, just keep living. There will always be a few people plotting and praying for your demise just because they have nothing else better to do. It could also be out of sheer jealousy. Know this: when people are unsure of their purpose, call, or gift, They give jealousy and envy the opportunity to creep in and entice them into thinking that they might be able to do what you can do, but better. Y'all just needed to hashtag juicy, hashtag juicy, hashtag juicy. Not, right? It says, little do they know that what was meant for bad, God can and will always work out for your good. This is why we give thanks for our enemies. We give thanks for every strategy that is being developed to sabotage and take us out, because we already know that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Sometimes, as simple as they may be, our enemies have no idea that they are being used as a setup for our breakthrough. Ha! So the next time you want to give your enemies a few choice words, do what Jesus instructs us to do in Matthew 5:44. Love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. I know it's a little bit easier said than done, but we can do it, especially on this day of thanks. So that was the lesson for today. Like, I'm going to read the journal assignment in a minute, but let's just talk about this, right? And so it's interesting how, like, you know, it says already got a couple here in Charlotte in this community. Listen, you'll find some people who, you know, and a lot of times, like I said, it's really people who they're unsure. Like, people who are unsure of themselves are jealous of you because sometimes they're still trying to figure out who they are. And so because you know who you are, they're mad at you because they don't know who they are. It's just, right? God favored me, right? He favored me. And so for some of us, God favors you. God's favor is all on you. And so when they try to, put stuff out there to devour you and to tarnish your name and to, whatever the case may be. But listen, at the end of the day, like, with your enemies, like, you just need to tell Judas, like, I get it. Like, I get it that I need you in my life. Because guess what? Without you, I literally can't level up. Like, I literally need you to betray me so that God can do whatever he's going to do in my life, so that when all is said and done, guess who gets the glory? He does, not you, boo-boo. Honey, boo-boo. Right? And so, it's interesting because there are things that I will find out like months later or whatever. And you'll think, like, sometimes you'll just be thinking like, oh, like, everything is good. And you don't really know that people are plotting against you, that people are running their mouths against you, that people are saying stuff against you. You have no idea. And all of a sudden, sometimes stuff will come out and people will say, oh yeah, so-and-so and so-and-so. And it's like, in my mind, I'm like, dang, like, I had no clue. I literally had no clue. And it's like, and then I'll just say, Lord, I thank you for revealing it. I thank you for revealing it. I thank you for revealing it. Lord, I thank you for showing me. I just thank you. I thank you that people will really show their true colors when the time comes out. And so it's, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And so we give thanks not only for our friends, for the people who are ride or dies for us, for the people who are with us through thick and thin, right? We're thankful for even the reason friends, the season friends, and the lifetime friends, but we're also thankful for our enemies. We're thankful for the people who plotted against us. We're thankful for the people who talked about us. We're thankful for the people, who tried to turn other people against us. We're thankful for the people who rejected us. We're thankful for the people who abandoned us. We're thankful for all of that, because for some of us, we just needed to know you're not going with me. For some of them, we just need to know, okay, I just got to keep you right at, I got to just keep you at arm's length and maybe a little further than that. I got to keep you. I got to keep my eye on. I got to keep my head eye on you. My cat eye. Got to keep my cat eye on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really be around you, but I can keep my cat eye on you. And so, so Sharon says, she says, well, yes, I've had to fight the urge to say the get them, Jesus, get them what they deserve prayer. Now I just pray for others and thank God for favor. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. I have to do that too, because, it says I absolutely went from bitter to better once I could accept the blessing and the pressing. Absolutely. Right. 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 And so it's, it's one of those things where, we really, 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 and that's why I say when you get into that quiet time and we get into that space, you're welcome, love. When we get into that space of really, of that quiet time and that reflection time, and this is why it's so important to be thankful, because sometimes even though stuff is crazy, I had a conversation with my sis on Sunday, and she was telling me how much of a blessing the book has been, because with everything that she has going on, she can't say anything but thank you because of the book. Like, sometimes you really want to say, Lord, just go and just take them out, just breathe fire on them and just burn the whole family down. Like, you just want to go Old Testament on them. Like, just take the whole family and the whole generation of them out. Just take them out, God. I know you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to go gully on them. And you just have to say, Lord, you know what? I know this is part of a bigger plan. I'm totally not going to stress out about this, because they totally can catch the hands. Like, they totally, like, just, they can catch it. And it's like, but Lord, we're not going there today. Like, we're totally, and so we're in 30 days of thanks. And so I'm just going to say, thank you. Thank you for whatever it is, right? The whole crew, Neek, like, just take them out, like, fire and all, right? Brimstone, everything, just take them out, woosah, right? And so then I just have to say, Lord, you know what? Whatever it is, reveal it in due time. And at the end of the day, teach me what I need to learn about this, right? Teach me what I need to learn about this. Y'all will hear me say this. You've heard me say this a lot. What is the lesson? What is the lesson? There is always a lesson. What is the lesson? And so sometimes it's just the lesson, like it's paying attention. Sometimes it's heightening your level of wisdom, right? Heightening your spirit of wisdom, heightening, your insight, heightening your spirit of discernment. Sometimes it's just getting to a place that says, can we come with the rapper's name for Detra? Because tonight she is on it. I love it. But I'm really like, at the end of the day, I really feel like when we talk, we get caught up between like the friends and enemies and different things like that. And so sometimes you just got to say, Lord, I thank you for both. And however you use them in my life, like, I just got to stay focused on you. And however you handle them is however you'll handle them, because your word is clear that vengeance is mine. Your word is clear that vengeance is mine. Right. And so when we understand that vengeance, MC, shank you. She said, MC, shake it. I can't. Oh, God, I can't. So, but you gotta trust God. I think at the end of the day, we gotta trust God. Like, at the end of the day, we have to trust that he's for us. We have to trust the process. We have to trust that that this too shall pass. We have to trust that this is not the end all be all. We have to trust that, and here's the other part. Like I said up in here in the book, some people don't even know that they're being used by the enemy. Like, they really don't know. Like, they really have no clue that they're being used by the enemy, that they're being manipulated. They have no clue. And so they just, they're naive, and whatever the case may be, who knows, right? And so I think that we just have to really get to a place where we recognize and we understand, like, sometimes you don't know any better, right? Like, Father, forgive them because they know not what they do. Like, they don't have a clue, God. Like, they really don't have a clue, because if they had a clue, they wouldn't even be over here touching this whole, they just wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? And so let's talk about the journal assignment. Like, today was hot. Like, I'm supposed to be letting y'all go right now. Okay. So today's journal assignment, take some time to identify those individuals in your life who have been instrumental in helping you along the way. Give thanks for them. Try to see if you can identify those individuals who fall under the categories of being in your life for a reason, season, or lifetime. Sometimes the reason people come and go so quickly, and that's why we don't remember, we don't realize their role until they're gone. Once you identify them, write their names down and begin to give thanks for each of them. Lastly, think about your enemies and think about how they came to be your enemies, and then write their names down if you can identify them. Sometimes we have no clue who is praying for our demise, yet we give thanks for them anyhow. Afterwards, take some time to meditate, ponder, and give thanks unto the Lord for both your friends and your enemies. So let me touch upon this really quickly. And so here I said, sometimes the reason people come and go so quickly is that we don't realize their role until they're gone. And so years ago, when I was just kind of getting into like the workforce, I had two bosses on two separate occasions. Actually, it was two or three bosses on two, three separate occasions. Basically, their whole assignment was to hire me. Like, point blank, period. Like, God used them, gave me favor with them. They hired me. The first one, he hired me and was out like within a week. The second one, he hired me. No, he was there for a little bit and then he left. The second one, he hired me and he was out like, I'm not even sure how long. The third one, she hired me. Now, she was actually not a reason person. She has been a lifetime person in my life. And so, but there was a reason we connected. And so with those three jobs, literally those three jobs, God used them to get me in the door. Literally. Like, when I think about, I read this and immediately those three people came to mind when I thought about like when you, and sometimes we think about like crazy whatever, but if you think about like a job, or you think about like just connecting with people, like there's some people who you will meet for a specific reason, and like you like, dang, like, oh yeah, like I remember, you know, Miss Smith. You know, Miss Smith was the person who introduced me to, I don't know, and I'm gonna use Adri just for an example, and this is totally not her life, but Miss Smith introduced me to, you know, she was the one who told me that I could use my speaking as a talent, and because I love music, like that I should look into whatever. And so that immediate connection right there, when you think about that, think about the people, when you think about your reason people, like they were there for a reason. Think about people who literally like came and gone, but were instrumental in life change in your life. Think about that. Journal that, right? And then the other one, so the season and the lifetime people, right? And there's some people who were there for a season. Think about those people. And then the lifetime people who have been there, like, and you know that they're going to be there, right? And there might even be some people who will come, who will be more, you'll find more reason, season, and lifetime people. But take some time to go through the journal assignment. I'm going to read it again for those of you who don't have the book, and you can come back and you can listen to this twice. But take some time to identify those individuals in your life who have been instrumental in helping you along the way. Give thanks for them. Try to see if you can identify those individuals who fall under the categories of being in your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. Sometimes the reason people come and go so quickly is that we don't realize their role until they're gone. Once you identify them, write their names down and begin to give thanks for each of them. Lastly, think about your enemies and think about how they came to be your enemies, and then write their names down if you can identify them. Sometimes we have no clue who is praying for our demise, yet we give thanks for them anyhow. Afterwards, take some time to meditate, pray, and give thanks unto the Lord for both your friends and your enemies. Let's pray. This is the prayer in the book. Lord, on this day of thanks, we say thank you for our friends and our enemies. We thank you for every person that came in, stayed, or left out of our lives. We thank you because no matter what, we know our lives are better because of every experience we have had with our friends and enemies. Lord, we pray a special prayer today for our enemies and ask that you bless them and use them for your glory. Lord, we say an extra special prayer for our friends, for all that they have sown into our lives. Lord, we ask that you bless them 100-fold with what they have given us. We are truly grateful for the blessing and the gift of friendship. Amen. So how was that, y'all, today? Like, was that juicy or what? Like, today was just like, you know, like we just came in on Monday with a bang, like, bow, 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 right? How super juicy was that? Like, so good, right? Just like super, super, super good. And tomorrow, oh God, like this, let me just tell y'all, these next 10 days, if you do not have this book, are going to be off the chain. And I want to say, let me see, 25 and 26, we won't be reading those 2 days. 25 is wisdom and 26 is silence, and silence is good too. And then, but the rest of the day, so tomorrow we're going to talk about beginnings and open doors. We're giving thanks for beginnings and open doors. So you want to be in the know. You want to be on for the rest of this week at 10 p.m. Yes, I know y'all might not be on, but I am going to be on for Thanksgiving. I will be traveling on Wednesday, so I'm not even sure. I might be in the car if we don't get there before we're supposed to doing the life scope. And so I may not be, not the life scope, 30 Days of Thanks Live. So I may not be on all three social media sites. I may have to like pick two. And so I may end up doing, I don't know, Periscope and Facebook, because I know I can get more people on there. And I can only do a 24-hour recording on Instagram, but I know I can do forever recordings on Facebook. So if worse comes to worse, I'll probably maybe get my husband's phone and my phone while I'm in the car, and I'll go live while I'm in the car. We'll figure that out for Wednesday. And then Thursday we will be live for Thanksgiving. And then the day after that, y'all will be shopping on Black Friday. All early in the morning, but 12 noon we will be live. So if you're not shopping and you're sitting on the couch and you're eating your turkey and your ham, your herky, your tofu turkey, whatever you're eating, with your greens and your mac and cheese and your dressing, yes, join me on Friday at noon, because we're going all the way through Monday through Friday this week, and then closing it out Monday through Thursday of next week. And so I'm just believing that, you know, that this is going to be the start of something for all of us, that it's going to be something that will kick off, you know, and, yeah, so I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited, and I don't know, like, I'm just in expectation and anticipation. Thank you. It should be, yours will probably come this week. Yours will probably come this week. Those of you, and I shared this message earlier, for those of you who order books, I like most recently, I have a few people who have ordered books, and my new order that's supposed to be coming in has not come in yet. So when that comes in, everybody will get the new shipment of books. The old shipment has sold out, and so I only have devotionals, but I don't have books. So I don't want to send you a devotional if you don't have a book. I want to send the package together. So just be patient with me with that. And to be honest, I didn't expect to sell them out, but everybody, when I spoke at my church a couple weeks ago, literally, like, I sold out, I think except for like 3 or 4 books at my church. And so I was surprised. So at any rate, I'm excited. I'm excited. And even if it's just, because here's the thing, even if it's just to, when this is done, and I'm not speaking this over anybody, but, if just all hell breaks loose, you have already been prepared to be able to set the stage and to be able to be in a space to say, okay, Lord, I trust you. Like, I just came out of 30 days of thanks, and so if we got to do another 30 days of thanks so that I can stay focused and I can keep my perspective and I can keep my peace. Because for some of us, I don't want to miss the fact that, as my pastor says, that sometimes we're either, all of us at any given time could either be coming out of a storm, going into a storm, or already in a storm. And so no matter where you find yourself, this whole book, when on my bookmark, and it says being thankful isn't optional, it's a necessity. And that basically means at all times. Like, it doesn't mean like sometimes we're thankful, like when we feel like being thankful, whatever the case may be, all times. And then on the back of it, it says, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. And that's 1 Thessalonians 5:18, which was the basis of the book. And so I want it to be clear that, when we're giving thanks and we're celebrating, like, there are many people who are going through things, and it's not the best situation, but it's about perspective. And if you can keep your perspective, and if you can keep your focus, it doesn't matter what's going on around you, it matters what's going on in you. And so if you can keep what's on the inside of you stable and focused, then whatever is going on around you, it can't shake you. And so for many of us, this is helping us in our foundation. It's helping us because our foundation has been shaky. Our foundation hasn't been stable. And so when all hell comes to shake you, you shake with it because you're not sturdy. And so this teaches you to be sturdy. This teaches you to be firm. This teaches you who you trust and who you put your trust in. You don't put your trust in people and things. You should put your trust in the God of people and things. And so when we go into giving thanks and praise, again, 30 daily devotions for cultivating an attitude of gratitude. Attitude, right, is mental. Attitude is lifestyle. That's a thing that you live, right? So we live this thing out. These 30 days are to prepare us. This is not just to come out and be like, ooh, God is going to bless me. This is to teach us that if God doesn't bless me until next year, I'm still thankful. If God doesn't take me and he doesn't remove me from the situation, I'm still thankful. If God still continues to bring them folks around me, them fools that I literally want him to spit fire on, I'm still thankful because I know that I'm coming out on top. I know that I'm coming out shining. I know that I'm coming out firm and firm with a foundation that can't nobody shake. And so a lot of times this is a building process. This is a core thing where we're building our core, we're building our inner part so that the outer part doesn't shake us. And so, don't get it twisted. This is not just warm and fuzzy stuff just to make us feel good this month. This is to set the stage for when December 1st hits. And I don't care what happens in your life, you got to remember the time that we spent for this whole month. You got to go back to this book. You got to go back to your journal assignments. You got to go back to the meditations. You got to go back. You got to go back to the word. Like you got to go back to what's true. You know what I'm saying? So yes. So it's 10:44. I promise I'm going to let y'all go. You know what I mean? I try to keep it as real as possible. Like, I'm not trying to rain on your parade, and I'm not trying to, mess up your unicorn dust and all that other kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I wrote this book, and this book came when I was going through one of the most trying times of my life. And it was the only thing that kept me sane, was to be in a space where I literally had to keep my perspective of understanding that I had stuff to be thankful for despite what was happening around me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is. It's not only just to be thankful when stuff is good, but to be thankful when stuff sucks. Be thankful when stuff doesn't make sense. To be thankful when you're unsure. Be thankful when you're not even sure if you're unsure. You know what I'm saying? And so I want us to be firm, connected, and rooted. You know what I'm saying? And understanding the power of gratitude, understanding the power of thanks, understanding, the power of not, basing our thankfulness and our gratitude on what we see, but what we know and who it's in. Right? Praise the Lord anyhow. Absolutely. So I love y'all. I want y'all to rest in this word. I want y'all to rest in this message today. I want y'all to go to sleep knowing that God has you, giving thanks for your friends and your enemies. Some of y'all just feel in my spirit. Some of y'all been sweating them enemies. Y'all have been sweating them folks. Y'all been over analyzing. Give it to God and let it go. Tonight it's been confirmed that that at the end of the day, God has you. God has not left you. That God has not abandoned you. And that regardless of whatever is happening, regardless of whatever is going on, regardless of what you heard, regardless of what you are experiencing, regardless of what you are going through, regardless of any of that, God has you, and we give thanks, and we're going to bed with peace of mind knowing that God, I don't care what them fools is saying about me. I don't care what them fools is plotting against me. I know that you're going to use it for my good. Period. You're going to use it for my good. Super juicy, super healing. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad I'm reading comments because I'm missing some stuff. And so I'm seeing y'all over here and then over here. And so, yeah. So I want y'all, like, literally at the end of the day, like, we're just giving God honor, glory, and praise. And we're, listen. It says I have to go. Hey, Andrea, how are you, love? Yes, go back and check it out. And then you all share. Share it tonight. Share it tomorrow. Share it all week. I don't care. But, like, this right here. Somebody, I just feel it. Somebody got delivered from people tonight. Somebody, you literally was ready, like, to give somebody, they was about to catch the hands, and you was getting ready to pray the whole family out. Like, at the end of the day, let it go and let God do whatever he's going to do, because what he could do, right, is like, it's so much worse than what you could do. And the interesting thing, thank you, Lord, the interesting thing about God is that God's grace and mercy is so graceful and so loving and so conditional that, like, God can bestow grace upon them and break them down so much more in such a harsh way that they feel so bad about what they did that you don't have to take them out, because they're like, God, like, you still loved me, and you still, and whoever it was still prayed for me and still treated me nice and still loved on me. Right? And at the end of the day, right? Like, that kind of stuff, when they say kill them with kindness, that kills people. Because they're trying to figure out, how are you still nice? How are you still walking around and you got peace of mind? How are you still walking around and everything is good? How are you still walking around and you're not shaken by the stuff that I'm trying to put on? How are you... Listen, baby, I got somebody that's bigger and greater than you. Like, you need to understand that this thing was never about you, and it was always about him, always about his plan, always about who he has for me and who he is for me. Listen. He said somebody gets to keep their bail money tonight. Listen, Linda. Somebody get to keep the bail money, because, listen, you was going to get got. You was going to get had. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, you know what? And the other part is you don't, for some of you, you don't have time to worry about them. You have your own assignment to worry about right now. There's some things that God has for you, and you spending way too much time on them fools. You spending way too much time on Judas and boo-booing them, and you're distracted. And so now you're full of distraction. But after today and after tonight, you will sleep and you will focus only on what you need to be focusing on and no longer on Judas. Because Judas has a purpose. He has a plan. And it's all a part of God's plan. Period. 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 So for those of you just joining, I see y'all popping in. I see everybody sharing. Thank you so much. I see my girl Fee. You see me, Fee? You see me? Hey! And so Black Monarchy, Buffalo, New York, Black Monarchy, Felicia Dove. And so, Straight Out of Renovation, that's my church, Straight Out of Renovation Church, Buffalo, New York, repping. So at any rate, y'all have a good night tonight. We will pick this thing back up tomorrow. I'm telling y'all, these last 10 days are going to be fire. Get ready. Just get ready. And so at any rate, I love y'all. Y'all have an awesome night. Y'all sleep well. Y'all sleep peacefully. Y'all get some rest. And we'll see y'all. Invite some people. Tell some people to join us. These next 10 days, let's just double the numbers. Let's invite some people and tell people. She said, go ahead, MC Chankia. I love it. But let some people know about these next 10 days. And again, I am going to be live all week this week. So I don't know if you're going to be up early in the morning or late at night shopping. But 10 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night on Thanksgiving, I will be live. 12 noon on Black Friday. Some of you all might be working. Some of you all might be, out shopping. I'm still going to be live because guess what? I'm being committed to this thing. And so I promise, I try to be done by 10:30, but sometimes we get juicy like today and then we go a little bit further. But again, y'all be blessed. Y'all, have a great, great, great night. And I will see y'all tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Booyah! 30 Days of Thanks live. I love y'all. Have a good night.